Hello, my name is Asha Persaud and I am the CEO of the Hope Centers. I was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. We moved to Elmira, New York, right around when I turned 2. And so I mostly grew up in upstate New York. My dad was born and raised in Trinidad and Tobago. He grew up extremely poor and was excited whenever he finally had the opportunity to attend university in America. He attended school in California and was in the restaurant business, and then met my mom in Hawaii. They got married, and that's where I was born. Where I grew up, I graduated with a class of 89 students, graduating class, so it was a very small town. It was time to go to college. I had no idea where I wanted to go or what I wanted to do, but Penn State University had always interested me. My parents thought that the school was too big, so we went and toured multiple sub-campuses at Penn State. They did not want me to go to main campus. I did a double major in psychology and Spanish, and still at this point had no idea what I wanted to do. After I graduated from Penn State, I was waiting for everyone to call me and offer me a job. Nobody called. So I ended up moving to Pittsburgh with a friend, and I got a full-time waitressing position at Olive Garden. And after I had been there for about a year, the manager had given me a little golden pin that said OG. And it was just that moment that I was like, oh my gosh, I've been a waitress for a year. I really need to start to get my life together. So I applied for different programs to go back to school to get my master's. I had an opportunity to go to Notre Dame, but it came down to 3 people and I ended up not getting chosen. Just kind of back on that path of what am I going to do next. I did get accepted into Duquense University for school psychology. I started that program and in the interim was still waitressing. Still didn't feel very passionate about this path, but I knew that I couldn't work at Olive Garden for the rest of my life. One day in my master's level courses, someone had come in and said, hey, my job is hiring, we're paying $14 an hour and you can work with children with autism. And I was like, oh, that's cool, I'll sign up for that. I had no idea what autism was, never heard of it, but $14 an hour was a pretty decent paying job, so I said, sign me up. I went through all the training and they assigned me to my first case. It was a nonverbal little boy. The mom met me, put me up in a room with him and said, I'll come and check on you in an hour, have fun. And so I just sat there with this kid and I had no idea what to do with him. He had a device, that's how he communicated. No idea how to use the device or what to do, and so I pretty much made it through that shift and then went home and cried. I was like, I can't do this. It's too hard. That weekend I went to Barnes & Noble's and I bought every single book I could on autism just so that I would learn what to do with this kid for the next few weeks or months or however long I was going to do it. And then I got my next case. It was a little girl who was 3 years old. Her mother actually was Indian, and it just reminded me a lot of me as a child. And I absolutely fell in love with her. And by reading the books and continuing to learn about autism, that's whenever I knew that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.